T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing this beautiful Monday morning? I hope everyone is doing well. Before we forget, please don't forget to like this video. Like it now, like it later. Just like my video. Follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. So please follow, please support. And now, guys, y'all know that I've been making stories about the situation with the Joe Budden podcast for over a year now. You know, I sporadically come in, talk about what they're doing because I found it as a good baseline, right? For Black creators, Black business. You know, Joe Budden is... he's a conundrum, okay? He's a conundrum, but nonetheless, he makes good business moves majority of the times. The only problem is that he has this issue with sabotaging the fuck out of himself. We all do it sometimes, so I get it, but like, bruh. So we're going to talk about what has been occurring lately. I made a video last week about, you know, so I'll add that on the top somewhere. But we're going to talk about what has been occurring lately, what has occurred since I made said video, and what he's been accused of today. It's just like, bruh, can we make good business decisions? Okay, so again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on my other social media platforms. Y'all got an hour because me and my boo, my daughter, gotta go get something to eat at 5 o'clock. So I will see y'all on the flip side. Let's do it. Okay, guys. First, I do want to say that I'm sorry. I would have came earlier, but I had to go to the city and drop a dress off. I had to exchange a dress. So that's where I was, and that's why we here at 4 o'clock. But let's get on this whole Joe Budden situation. If you don't know, he literally has he has the largest Black podcast. Okay, he has the largest Black podcast there is, in my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. Now, I'm not going to say he has the largest podcast because there's people like Joe Rogan, Howard Stern, etc., etc. But I personally believe that Joe Budden has and, you know, had, because the shit exploded over the weekend, the largest Black podcast network, you know, there is, right? This is what I think. Now, where do we begin? So last week, I'm just gonna go real quick into what we spoke about previously, right? Here, I'm literally also getting myself ready because, like I said, me and my daughter going out. But okay, so like a month ago, Mal and Rory, if you listen, you have to know the characters because I can't just be explaining the characters. Mal and Rory didn't show up. We thought they were on strike. Come to find out, Joe told them not to show up, but then he came on camera, you know, basically saying that they just didn't show up to work. He told, he had a situation with Rory, but then Maul didn't show up. He made it real iffy. I made a video about it. I told y'all he was mad at Maul. Right now, Maul is mad at Joe. And I think Joe should probably worry more about Maul than about Rory. Rory, the little white boy, I feel like he wanted to fire him because he was asking too much questions. And now hindsight 2020, because the guy spoke, like numerous people have spoke about this shit. This shit is ridiculous. I thoroughly believe it's over ownership of said podcast. Okay. They're arguing over ownership of the podcast. When Joe was starting and thinking, didn't realize it was going to be as big as it was going to be, he was willing to divvy up percentage of ownership of the brand, right? Now, now that the brand has exploded, now he wants to say and act like that didn't happen, right? Because I said this to y'all last week. If it's somebody come on the Jovi B show, it's the fucking Jovi B show, right? And it's my product. They're employees of said brand. Said brand is the Joe, right? But if I if I create a situation or a contract to say, oh, this is us and this is what we doing. This is why you got to be very careful about the shit you say, okay? There was I'm not going to mention them, but there was a situation with a group of a panel. This is another reason why I'm not the biggest fan of these fucking panels. Where it was a whole panel situation and shit went awry because it was on one of the larger person's page, right? And then, like whose ownership of the panel? How does money get distributed, when it's on one specific person's page? Again, because we're not just getting paid for the one video that, he posts every on Tuesday for the YouTube station, right? He's getting paid YouTube for all of the videos that they posted, all of the views he has gotten on videos that he has been posting since YouTube started, because Joe Budden been on YouTube since YouTube fucking started, right? Not in that capacity, but people are still going back and watching these things, right? So the whole YouTube situation, they're arguing, they're apparently fighting about it, visuals, and these are the things, these are the nitty-gritty that you got to really think about in business. Like another reason why I don't really think you should work with your friends, not work with your friends, right? And if you do, I think it's more like we need to have a full understanding of this is my shit. Okay, this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to have that conversation. I don't think Joe ever had that conversation with Rory or Mal. It was, yeah, we're gonna do this, yeah, we're gonna do this, yeah, we're doing this, but this is still my shit. It's like it's like Howard Stern. Howard Stern, yeah, he speaks to his partners, he's making, the co-host or whatever, but in the reality of the shit, it's Howard Stern's shit. It's his name that's going to make or break, right? It's on his name and his shit. But again, you need to be able to have these conversations. I don't think Joseph, I'm going to call him Joseph, okay? I don't think Joseph had these fucking conversations. I think that's why Joseph is really fucking getting fucked up right now and trying to change the narrative and act like Rory and Maul are employees and shouldn't be asking no questions, yada, 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 because when you started this shit, you wasn't talking about their employees. You talking about they are part of this, they get a percentage, they this, they that, you got to keep the same energy. Now, since you're a multi-million-dollar organization and probably a billion-dollar organization, really, what's up? Okay, apparently, from what I comprehended, listen, so they got fired a month ago. Then they came back like 2 weeks ago. Bro, when they came back, I told y'all they was leaving. When they came back, like 2-3 weeks ago, I told y'all it would only last 2 weeks. Go back and watch the video. I told y'all it would only last like 2 weeks because he couldn't just keep him on for a week. It would, really and truly, he don't want Rory there. Okay, I feel like one, he can't get away with the bullshit he want to get away with. Plus, Rory is at sending things via emails, very white boyish, not you can fuck niggas up urbanly, right? You can fuck niggas up. Nothing's in writing. Nothing's on paper, right? But white boys send emails all day. So when Rory was talking about the emails, I was like, oh, they sending emails. Oh, you know how that is. That's, you can have what do you call it? Proof, basically. Historical proof of your shit. Rory sending emails, asking about shit, and y'all answering him. Now, if he was just an employee and he didn't have no stake in this organization now, because now they're saying that the Joe Budden podcast and all that shit, Ian, the manager, is Joe Budden's partner. I thought it was all three of them that was partners, and maybe these other side piece vlogs, podcast that he has with the females. We'll get to that too. Okay, we'll get into what he did with the 2 female blogs he got and why. I told y'all, I said I fuck with the Joe Budden podcast, but I ain't fucking with it. That's why I'd rather be by my own. That's why when I need a manager, listen, I already got it, because these niggas is weary. These niggas is funny. I'm gonna tell you what Joe Budden did, okay? But we'll get there, right? So Mal and Rory came on like Saturday. They made their own video. They was not having it, and Mal was with all the shits. Mal whole Harlem was coming out of him. He want to throw hands. They talking about Rory and Joe fight, and Rory and Joe ain't really gonna fight. Mal and Joe might really fight, because Mal might just snuff that nigga. Mal is the type of, to me, feels like he real hood, and he like, you ain't respect me, sir, and I'm gonna come in. This is, yeah, you owe me money, but you disrespect me too. Now I'm gonna beat your ass. You owe me money. I might have went and got, let the lawyers deal with it. But now you tried to play me and disrespect me like I don't know you. Like we ain't know each other. These niggas talking about towels. These niggas arguing back and forth. Joe Budden is really on there arguing back and forth with people he just fired from his show. That's what he said. It's his show. So why you protest so much, sir? Talking about when you and Mal lived together, how he would hide towels. Nigga, did you do laundry? Were they your towels? Like the whole shit. And like you got Mal on the Twitter talking so much, and Mal ain't even the type to run his mouth like that. Oh God, here go now. He just popped up on my shit again. He popped up on my shit again. Mal, as soon as I opened it up, okay, he said it's simple. Somebody posted, I'll name this response later, because that's the name of their shit. Listen. New Rory and Mal, they have, what is this? It's a YouTube?
Like I should have.
They got a YouTube? Let me go on Mal's page before I even pull up Instagram to show you the bullshit that Joe woke up with. Yo, Mal is not with none of the shits, okay? I think Mal is a manager for like certain basketball players, I believe. I'm not sure. I just don't feel like he's with nobody wants to hear. He's with he ain't with the shits. Mal is coming for academics. Mal is coming for Joe. Mal is, when like the calm dude, the calm dude that don't start with nobody, don't be fucking with nobody. You gotta leave that nigga alone. Why? Because that's the nigga that will shoot you in your fucking face. Okay. Anyway, so this is what happened with Joe Budden, Rory, and Mal. The fucking shit is over. Joe Budden is gonna try to come back and try to make it about Ish and Ice. We don't care. Let me say that, what's his name? Parks. Let me say that Parks was acting brand new. Let me say that Parks be in the corner. You don't think that Parks is as messy as Parks is based off of the shit that, but Parks is a messy boy. Parks was bringing up shit. Parks was making remarks during that whole video that they deleted. Parks was doing a lot. And even on their response video, Mal was like, Parks? Mal said Parks like 5 times, like, nigga, I will punch you right in your fucking throat. Play with me. Yo, Hunty, It was all good when everybody was friends. And now some money get involved. And now Joe don't know how to act. Or Joe is so narcissistically full of himself. He think all of this shit can happen and it ain't gonna mean shit. You did it the first time. You should have never let them come back. But now since they came back and we know what happened and we know the real situation and you hemming and hawing and lying and shit. That's what you doing, Joe. You lying and shit. You hemming and hawing and lying and shit. And then we know and everybody know. Now we just looking at you like back to fucking your own shit up. Even Kevin Hart spoke on it. Kevin Hart got a podcast, right? Looking at Joe Budden podcast is ideal. Chemistry, it was ideal until again you got ahead of yourself, Joe. Too fucking much. You got ahead of yourself. You didn't say what needed to be said from the beginning. You may have felt that way, but you didn't say it. But if you said something different, then you said something different, and you created a fucked up position for yourself to be in. Because now you owe them niggas money. Talking about they overpaid employees. Nigga, they own the business with you. Anywho, let's move on to Olivia Dope. Now, please don't forget to like this video, like it now, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on my other social media channels. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow, please support, okay? So, Joe Budden started 3 additional podcasts. Listen, first is the regular one that just blew up last week. Now we have one with Joe Ish and Ice, which might blow up. They have good chemistry. They just don't. I don't know. I think they talk over each other too much. I think it's a lot happening. I don't know how long that will sustain, but okay. Then he has the one with Karen Civil, and I think the other one girl is something Ming something. That one seems okay. I've watched like a clip of one episode. I'm not really into Karen Civil, and I'm just not into the podcast, or for visuals. I'm not into the podcast. Then we have the 3 with Brittany. What is her name? Her name Brittany? I don't remember. Okay. Girl, I guess. Bridget, who was on Love and Hip Hop. This other girl named Mindy or something like that, and Olivia Dope was on the podcast, right? Let me see. Girl, I guess. Okay, I want to get the names correct. Girl, I guess podcast host. No, it's not this one. It's not. What's the other one name? It was Girl, I guess, and I don't know. Anywho, it don't even matter the name of the podcast. She was on an episode. No, she was a recurring. She had a recurring role. Wait, hold up. See, the thing is, there you go. The podcast was named See, the Thing Is. So it was her, this girl named Mingy, something like that, Bridget Kelly, and Olivia Dope, who is here from Harlem. She is a DJ. She's a dope chick from DJ chick. I follow her because she's a dope New York City chick. I follow her. I've been to events where she's been performing because she's a DJ. She DJs at a lot of big shit, corporate shit. She has a great personality. She's a beautiful girl. She dresses nice. She presents well. She's a beautiful brown-skinned girl who presents well and is from Harlem, I believe. I believe she's from Harlem. She's either from Harlem or from Brooklyn. But I believe she's from Harlem. So let's just put this shit up. She told us a story. So for those who ain't been paying attention, she has left the podcast for like a month now. Nobody knew why. I didn't know why. Nobody knew why. I do know that they've been trying to like replace her. She didn't really speak on it, whatever. But I knew it had to be something messy. It had to be something messy. I thought it was more coloristic issues because she was the only brown skin. Bridget and Mindy were light skin. And I saw an episode where they were talking about, what are they talking about? I think they were talking about, old girl that had the cosmetic surgery. Oh, they were talking about Danny Lee, yellow bone. Danny Lee, dumbass. They were talking about Danny Lee, stupid ass. And it was just weird. So I figured, well, maybe, they had a conversation after that and she just wasn't feeling it and she left or whatever. No, bitch. Come to find, let her tell you. She can tell you better than I can. She can tell you better than I can, ma'am.
Hi, everyone. I am doing this video today to finally explain my departure from See the Thing Is podcast, as well as the Joe Budden network. I sat with this for 3 months, anxiously debating with myself whether I feel comfortable enough to express my reasoning for my departure. I have to read this because it's a lot. After 3 long months of anxiously debating whether I feel comfortable enough to express my departure from the See the Thing Is podcast, I'm sorry. I don't even want to do it again. I just want to get this over with because it's been a lot on my spirit.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of sleepless nights in the past couple of months. I have constant reminders of what has transpired, so I just kind of just have to bear with me as I try to get this out. My departure from See the Thing Is podcast, as well as the Joe Budden network, I am here today to still uncomfortable, but find the bravery to finally speak on a very embarrassing situation. Not only to start my healing process, but to help give encouragement to others who have similar stories of sexual harassment in the workplace. On January 18th, 2021, Joe Budden sat in on a recording of the female-led podcast I was a part of and continuously made sexual suggestive remarks to me that made me extremely uncomfortable, as well as fearful of dampening the mood if I didn't laugh along while he made those sexual remarks to me. Those moments were not only, those moments not only live on the internet forever, it also forced me in the decision of quitting the podcast. And I'm now in a place where it was traumatizing, embarrassing, and I've decided that I have to actually speak up because not only was it important for me to walk away from it, it also is important for me to speak up, not only to help heal myself, but also to probably help others in the future and let them know that this probably wouldn't be the best situation for you to enter into working with this person. I'm sorry, I need a moment. Within these past 3 months, I'm gonna just be very frank. Within these past 3 months, after I left, I've been feeling stuck. mentally, emotionally. I've even had to have a conversation with my daughter on why it's important for you to speak up when somebody crosses a boundary with you, because there is now footage of her mother on the internet with somebody crossing a boundary with her mother, and that's on there forever. And I want to lead by example and let her know that that is not how somebody should speak to you. And that also is a situation where if somebody does cross that line, you have to speak up. Everything that transpired in that episode happened while we were recording. Some of it was edited out. Some of it did stay in there. And I'm going to reiterate the timestamps of how everything transpired. I'm going to go ahead and start from 13 minutes.
I believe everything she's saying. FYI.
Joe calls me out by saying, I've never reached out to him privately or personally.
This is so creepy.
Is important to this entire scenario because
I don't fuck with you like that. Exactly. Why you think you could talk to me like this?
That's what makes everything that
some of these men, woo,
that so uncomfortable. Even though I tried my best to laugh through it, to not, like I said, dampen the mood of the room while we were recording. At 14 minutes, 34 seconds, there's an edit in the recording because Joe says him and I should speak more because, quote, he's been wanting to fuck me since we've met. Everyone in the studio, including production staff, laughed uncomfortably while one of my co-hosts confirmed that to be true.
What?
I am mortified by this revelation.
She's so calm.
Not only because it's revealed while we are amongst the presence of all of the
we're on
production
air
staff, but it's also being done while we
you
are
see what us women have to go through
as well as visual. That scene was cut out and it jumps to Joe repeating we should speak more because we have the least dialogue. At 19 minutes and 26 seconds, another edit happens because Joe makes another suggestion to having sex with me. This is shown. I'm sorry. Joseph makes another suggestion to have sex with me. That scene is edited out. And what is shown in right after that is me closing my eyes, saying no. And then he says, never mind. At 21 minutes, 30 seconds, Joe tells me to hit a button, bitch, because I didn't hit a sound effect fast enough. At 24 minutes and 54 seconds, Joe makes a comment that I am throwing my singleness in his face. And he thought we were going to be.
Oh, he got to be on drugs or something.
And once again,
he got to
laugh all of this off as it's transpiring. I reply by saying, sorry, Joe, we're not. At 25 minutes and 42 seconds, I make a comment about relationships in general within the conversation. Joe retorts that my shirt that I was wearing isn't button like I'm single. Excuse me. I have to repeat that.
What?
My shirt that I'm wearing isn't buttoned like I'm single. I pause, cover my chest with my hand, and try to brush it off once again and continue the conversation. At 31 minutes, 42 seconds to about 35 minutes and change, Joe makes me feel like I'm in a hostile work environment by letting my co-host know that I am carrying the group because they don't dress sexy enough. Because now not only am I embarrassed for myself,
now he's performing competition between the
also
ladies.
You're making other women that I have to work with on a regular basis uncomfortable.
Yeah.
By telling them they don't dress sexy enough. Like I said, this transpired while recording, in front of cameras, and in front of the entire production staff. So with that, I'm sorry. I pretty much react by looking away and looking down in discomfort several times, because he has also said this in the past, and it actually created a passive aggressive and competitive environment with myself and my former co-host, where she admittedly attempted to shut down every idea I brought to the table because it wasn't well received by Joe, and
because she wouldn't let Joe fuck.
That same former castmate often relayed group chat conversations back to Joe.
Who you think the castmate is?
Was done because she wanted to secure her spot
as
his favorite, because he made it clear to the entire group.
Hold on. I need to take a pause real fast. I just have to take a pause real fast. Now, I was thinking, and when I first heard this morning, I thought she was talking about Mindy. No, Bridget Kelly. Right? I thought she was talking about Bridget Kelly. But Bridget Kelly was going to be on a regular podcast. I know she has a relationship with Joe Budden. I don't know what type of relationship. I don't, But I'm thinking that it may be the other girl, Mindy or Mink, whatever the fuck her name is, the other girl who was, trying to garner favor with Joe because she felt a way about who she is and what she looked like and herself. And, this big grown man saying, oh, she's better than y'all, or she prettier than y'all, or she, all of this dumb shit. Men aren't stupid. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know that's going to create a problem between women, especially if the women don't have high self-esteem. But let's continue.
That he favorites me. Fast forward, we usually take a pause for about 10 to 15 minutes during recording to kind of regroup and get to the next segment. During that break, I leave the studio to go inside of the green room where Joe is sitting there alone. He asked me if I was okay, and I just immediately said yes, to not even try to further any sort of conversation or uncomfortableness. He then tells me he's going to come back and sit with us and just give an on-air hug to lighten the mood.
No, you can't hug me.
Okay. Fast forward to 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 3 seconds into the show. Joe returns and he mentions us and just giving us our accolades as we've been doing good thus far. This scene is edited once again because, let me rephrase that. Let me go back. He goes down the line to give everyone their accolades. He starts with Mandy. He goes to Bridget. And then once he gets to me,
Mandy,
it's edited again. because he says Olivia is unique because I want to fuck Olivia and the fans love her. That scene is edited out. Those words are edited out. But what's left there is me widening my eyes in shock and embarrassment because after he asked if I was okay and he said he would come back to lighten the mood, I didn't think he would once again reference to wanting to have sex with me. At 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 5 seconds in the timestamp, Joe asked if he can give me an on-air hug. My co-host said yes, they insist, and I slowly get up to hug him. Still apprehensive, I give him a hug somewhat of a distance to kind of hug, no pelvis there. It's unbeknownst to me until I actually watched back the episode that he was moving his hips while he was hugging me. I laugh uncomfortably because I don't know what else to do at that point. It's nervous laughter at this point. Everyone else is like kind of chuckling, and I sit back down, and at 2 minutes, 17 seconds, and I'm sorry, 2 minutes.
2 hours, baby.
I'm trying to like just
she's
out because
yo, I believe this girl. This is like just trying to get this shit out. She didn't even want to talk about
2
it.
hours, 17.
She didn't want to talk about this shit.
And 38 seconds after I.
But you have to
on air hug
because it's fucking with you.
Microphone and I say, "This is uncomfortable."
Ciao.
That's pretty much the end of the episode that was recorded.
Mm-hmm.
After the recording, Joe was asked while he was still in the room with everyone if he wanted to delete the parts he made where he made passes at me.
Because he don't see anything wrong with his savagery.
With it, then the entire room pretty much looks at me and said, "I just say I'm fine with it too."
And we got to co-sign the bullshit.
Feeling pressured, I say I'm fine. A few minutes later, I was called back into the studio to see if I wanted to hear the unedited version. Because
the other men in the room read the room
and decide if I really.
Joe probably is back on drugs.
I listened to it again, and in my ears, it sounded like everyone was laughing. So who am I to say this can be taken out? I don't have much say in this situation. I've already been belittled in this situation by being sexually harassed and objectified. Because just to break from me having these bullet points, at the end of the day, that's what sexual harassment is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm very afraid of that. These niggas think just no.
Of seeing them
it's sexual harassment. When y'all harass these fucking groupie girls, that's sexual harassment too.
I'm an employee.
Your employees, that's sexual harassment. Everybody don't want to fuck you, sir.
Rapport with this person before coming.
We ain't cool like that, sir. Who told you to play with me like that?
I didn't have any romantic relations with him, nor did I
want it
to at any given point.
I want you, sir.
And many would probably ask, well, if you know the history of Joe Budden, well, why would you sign on to do something like that? Let me tell you right now, if you're going to work and your intention is just to go in and do your job, it should be just that.
It should be just that. But the reality is a lot of these dirt bags, it's not just that.
If you have no dealings with this person, they even admit to having no outside conversations with you up until that point.
We ain't flirting, nigga. But these niggas still bold like this.
To say anything of that nature to you.
No, sir.
I don't wish anything that happened to me in that moment on anyone because, like I said, it was extremely embarrassing. I am mortified that when people search Olivia Dope, the brand that I've spent 10 years at least building, that comes up. I am mortified that after I quit, I had to have a heart-to-heart conversation with the child I gave birth to. I'm sorry, it's not this fast. It's New York.
Oh, I thought that was me for a second. I thought that was me for a second. I'm about to say these damn.
I'm mortified that I had to have a conversation with the child that I gave birth to, because she can find it on the internet. Her friends can find it her teachers can find it on the internet and say, look, that's your mother being belittled and sexually harassed and called a bitch.
Yeah,
and I had to
no.
explain to her that is not how someone speaks to you. And told her, if someone does do that, you have to speak up. But I didn't myself speak up until this point. So I was being a hypocrite. How can I tell my child?
That's true.
When someone sexually harasses you, you have to tell someone you have to speak up, and I'm not doing the same thing. So that is literally why I'm here today, to speak up for myself, start my healing process, like I said, and continue on with using my voice. There was attempts to intimidate, attempts to silence me. I can't be silenced. I absolutely cannot. After listening to the recording again, Joe wasn't there. I listened to the recording with some of the production staff members. Once again, everyone, chuckles. So I'm like, well, I mean, if everybody
they laughing,
just keep that in there.
They laughing
until one of my castmates, Mandy, informs me that although the audio sounds funny, I looked uncomfortable. She looked over me and she saw that I was uncomfortable. So she suggested that we shouldn't keep those moments in the episode.
Yeah, she knew.
And I agreed because I was uncomfortable. So they were edited out. I just wanted to speak my piece. It was really, really hard to even get up to this point. Sorry if I had to speak slow. Sorry if I had to stutter, and I just really had to take the time to really formulate what I was going to say and how I was going to say it, because there's so many thoughts that go through my head about this whole scenario, about the situation, that it's been hard to even get it out in front of this camera right now. At this point in time, I just recommend any woman that thinks about working with this person in any capacity, please think again.
I will, sis.
I should have walked into this situation doing a bit more research on how work environments are with him. I should have taken heed to the accusations that have been in the past, even though they are more so in his personal life. Those should have been red flags for me as well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, regardless of all of that, no one should ever feel comfortable enough to speak the way that person spoke to me.
No, you're right.
Ever. No one should ever feel comfortable enough to make a workplace environment completely hostile and toxic.
Because they are, listen.
No one should ever feel.
I need to rage.
They can.
I'm gonna
sexually explicit and suggestive, not only to you while you're coming in just trying to work, but also in front of the entire production staff to belittle you.
Yeah, to try to make you feel like shit because you don't want to fuck him. That's what it is. These niggas want to try to make you feel, drag you to the pits of hell because you don't want to fuck them.
Well,
Trash.
Once I decided to quit, I informed my lawyer. My lawyer got on a phone call with his lawyer and informed his lawyer that these are the reasons why my client is leaving this network. She will not be returning. Once my lawyer informed his lawyer, I then informed my castmates via text, explaining to them that I am not built for the Joe Budden network. My apologies to them, but I've prayed on it, I've meditated on it, but this is just not the right fit for me.
It's not.
No one responded in that moment, and I was removed from the group chat. But I did speak to both of them a week after. Also, after my departure, Joe then went on his podcast and made this statement. Excuse me, hold on one second. Joe made this statement.
Thank you for not calling me to work on the Joe Budden podcast.
Looking like a baddie. Shit. HR, Joe, HR. I need to be like Ross. See, if Ross, was you ever hiring women? No, I want to fuck the bitches.
I remember that podcast.
No, he said it. I'm about to say, that was like almost a direct quote. He said that shit.
If I hire any women, I'm going to want to fuck them bitches, is what he said after my departure from the podcast. I'm saying this situation one time and one time only. I have to just do this to start my healing process, because if I sit and let this fester,
don't let it fester
inside of me any longer, I will not be good.
Yeah. Put it on him. Take it off you.
I don't even know what to say at this point. I pretty much
said
my piece. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a social media break after this because, yeah, I wish everybody love, peace, and...
All right, y'all. Okay. I believe her 100%. She wasn't looking out for him. Do I believe Joe Budden fucked Bridget Kelly? Yes, I do. That's my personal opinion. I thought he fucked her a while ago when she was coming on the show previously. I thought they had sex. Do I think he boinked Karen Civil? I think so. Okay, they went on vacation like a week ago. Okay, what about the little fat light skinned girl Mindy or Mingy, whatever the fuck her name is? Probably. He said it. I listened to that podcast episode where he was like, I want to, but it didn't even click in me. That was what he was talking about or who he was talking about. But she sure had left the podcast already. I hope she sues him. She's suing his ass, okay? She's suing his ass. I hope that's why she got all them timestamps. She's suing his ass, and I hope she get everything from him. And she's 100% right. We have daughters, okay? These men need to learn. You don't get to punish me because I don't want to fuck you. But again, this is another, listen, this is why I tell y'all I'm really funny. I'm really funny about people I'm around. I'm really funny about people I do business with. I don't want to deal with it. Certain people, I'm not touching it. I don't even want to touch it. That's why I got somebody who could deal with them who's a man, because a lot of these niggas is trash and they not raised right. They not raised right. And you have to have some sort of buffer in between I swear to God, I really feel like you have to have some sort of buffer, especially when you're an attractive woman. You have to have a buffer. Your husband, your man, you're somebody that a nigga might punch him in the face if he go left, to keep a lot of these motherfuckers in line. I'm saying, because he literally came in there and did that on air, and everybody was laughing like that shit was funny. Nobody called him out on it. Not one fucking person. I'm over it. Parks was bumping them gums in the corner, but he did have that energy when Rory and Mal were in the room. No, he never have that energy. That intention for y'all always thought it was between Joe and Rory with Mal as the mediator, but now I think Joe is on some complete bullshit. Hi everybody, I see you all. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate you. Oh, we have a donation. Thank you, Gary. Gary say, how was she uncomfortable with the big smile after the hug? She is looking for money while Joe is down. Because that's what we have to do, Gary. Gary, you're a man. She explained this to you. She explained this to everybody. Every woman on here understands that. Every woman who is you have to, you know, like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? She's not the pop off type. Like, what are you gonna do? Get real loud and shit up in there, and them say that you're an angry black woman? What is she gonna do? She ain't got no she quit. She quit. She quit. What else was she gonna do? In the middle of taping, when her boss is there sexually harassing her, and everybody, is even the two ladies sitting next to her, is allowing this shit to happen. It's Maddie. It's Mandy. Okay. Because he's probably using again. Like other people, someone has said it in the chat a little higher. He's probably using again, and he lost his mind. This can only, like, come on. This whole shit is crazy. Amy said both Mandy and Bridget have close relationships with Joe. Exactly. Everybody don't want to fuck to get ahead. Can I just say that? Everybody don't want to fuck to get ahead. I damn sure don't want to do it. So I understand her. It's like, you know, yeah, she could sit up in there, and all it would be, it would get really bad. He would try to attack her like he started to, right? Oh, you ain't pressed that button fast enough. You ain't do this. You ain't do this. All because his ego was touched. His ego touched because she don't want to fuck you. That's what it is. Creep. Beyond creep. This is beyond creep. Like, you a perv. This is beyond creep. You a perv. She said a close relationship. No, I don't blame victims. I believe her. She did. She had no choice. Please don't forget to like this video. Yes, Latu, thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video. Like it now, like it later. Just like the video. And since you're here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're about to hit 25,000 on Friday. Before Friday. We're going to hit it before Friday. So support your girl. Like the video. Send it to other people so they can follow the channel. Support us. See, yeah, people get traumatized and want to put it behind her. I'm glad she's doing better. Can talk about it now. She needed to. Because like she said, she's just going to feel depressed. It's just going to fuck with her. It's going to fuck with her brand. It's going to fuck with her business. People not going to know what's happened, you know, so she just going to look like she flaked out. And no, the reality is my self-respect, me being able to look myself in the mirror and like she said, she spoke to her daughter, trying to, you know, have a conversation with her daughter. How she gonna look her daughter in the face when, you know, if something was to happen to her daughter, if she didn't stand up? You know, we have to stand up for ourselves. So I'm very happy and I'm very proud of her. I knew it was something. I just didn't think it was that. I knew it was something. I just did not think it was that. Yeah, like this is that's how she feels, and I believe her. Yeah, they're not helping him. All it does is implying that you're a pervert too, that will use your your comeuppance to take advantage of women. Like if you liked her, that's one. You like her, that's one. But even if that is that how you approach women that you like? This is how he approaches women that he likes. But now we know why he dated the likes of a Sin Santana and a fucking Tahiri. When you date bitches like that, you talk to them like that. Every woman is not gonna allow you and be okay with you disrespecting them. It's just not. It's just not. We got to get out of here soon. I got to go with my kid. I told y'all I had the 5 o'clock. It wasn't a female on a podcast with guys. It was a female podcast. It's only women. He just popped up. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. That's it. You don't even know what you're talking about because you're talking and you trying to stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't like people who want to make comments in my chat and they have no idea what you're talking about. It's your lack of education, sir. It's a female podcast. You either don't watch the podcast and you just coming on here to be contrary, or you don't, or common sense is not common, sir. I do not like comments on my page that I do not like comments on my page that don't have no realm of comprehension. You're going to have to go back, sis. Yes. The entire network down because, listen, this is why I don't like men and trust men who can't control their penises. You're literally about to take your whole career down because you can't control your dick. That's your whole career down. But again, I know this. I tell y'all all the time. What do I tell y'all? When it's time for me to do certain things and work with certain people, I will. But I already know when it comes to certain things and certain people, I already got it prepared because I'm not dealing with this. Because this is a given. I wanted to be more prepared for this fuckery. Okay? Because this fuckery and men like this are a fucking given, especially in the entertainment industry. Especially in the entertainment industry. I didn't want to deal with it when I was young. I damn sure don't want to deal with it now. Anyway, I'm out of here. We'll be back later after I go take my kid out. But until then, I hope you live your life like it's golden because there's no other way to live it. Thank you for coming.